Start win at Taree here, Nick, and that's Calypso Bay.
He was fantastic too. As I said in the preview, I had the pleasure of being up there. I was on holidays and toddled down in a pair of shorts and watched him absolutely pummel them. He was most impressive. This is a fair step from Taree. I think if you put most of these horses in a race like that, they'd do a similar job, but he's highly progressive and he's in a good stable.
So you're on holidays in Taree, you're probably down at Manning Point, down at the beach and going to the bolo?
Around Old Bar area.
Yep.
And it's a lovely part of the world. Only scare was I was in the water at the same time as a shark.
Well, you survived to tell the tale. Let's have a look at them now.
But now the real battle starts. We've got to get the quaddie.
That's it. I've got confidence. So Topaz is the first horse we're going to have a look at from the Bjorn Baker yard. Lee McGorrian claims 3, and this gelding's second up today.
Yeah, and second up last preparation, he ran a very cheeky race, running second to Vassal at Randwick when he was big odds that day at $41. Really keen to get Lizzie's thoughts in a second, because I reckon, hearing the instructions they're going to send him forward, that they're hoping or praying that he can run a similar race here today.
Yeah, well, out the back he was getting a little bit hot and sweaty, but I'm happy to inform you that he seems as though he's relaxed a bit now. He's not sweating up. He had a little bit of a hose, and he's really taking everything in his stride. Fitness-wise, I think he's not too far off the mark.
Number 2, Bon Equus is a big boy. Joe Pride and Ty Anglin. Can Ty get the running double? This fella was in the market and there was money for him last start at Canterbury, Nick, but struck a heavy track and didn't stretch out. Yeah,
that's probably the excuse that we can make for him. I know he's won on the wet before, but I think he's a better horse on top of the ground. He gets that here again today, and of course 2 runs back at Gosford. He was a pretty good winner, aided by a peach from Josh Parr.
He's holding his condition really nicely. You can see he's got a good, healthy shine to his coat. He's got a little bit of spark in his step, which you'd probably like to see him relax a bit in this parade.
Let's move to number 3, No Returns. Had 2 starts at Warwick Farm and yet to place this gelding by pins. Is having start number 6 this preparation. Chris Waller is the trainer, Blake Shin the rider.
He's been pretty consistent throughout this prep, and on that alone would figure a chance. But I don't know what you thought there, Lizzie. He looks like he's playing up a bit for mine. I don't know if I want to be on him now.
Yeah, well, with these stayers, you certainly don't want them bouncing around the yard. You'd like them to be conserving energy and taking it all in their stride. He's been like this from out the back to in here as well. The one thing I can say is not really sweating up. That's just a hose that he's had. But yeah, I'd like him to settle a bit.
Well, the race that Bon Equus failed in at Canterbury, I'm Bulletproof number 4 won. Greg Hickman and the stable, well, they got the double the other day at Randwick and absolutely powering. Blake McDougall is aboard this I Am Invincible gelding, who's really racing in fine fashion, Nick.
He is. He's a real consistent horse at the moment, similar to his stablemate, the Sprinter Top Striker. Obviously, they're at different ends of the spectrum in terms of distance, but this guy's ultra consistent too, and I reckon he's got to be a chance here.
Yeah, and he's feeling very well. He looks very fit, which is what you want to see for a distance race.
Let's go to the favourite now, Calypso Bay. This high chaparral gelding from the Chris Lee's yard has Brenton Avdulla in the saddle. And Nick, that win at Taree last start by 7 lengths was as soft as you would see.
It was. We saw the winner of the last race, Axiomatic. She was coming off a 7.3 length victory. This bloke put a similar margin on his rollers up at Taree. When I saw him in the mounting yard that day, he looked like a really good horse, and when you compare him to some of the bush horses, with all due respect, he looked like he had a lap on them. He just walked past me, then I caught a glimpse of him, but I'm keen to know what Lizzie thinks, because I reckon he could turn out to be the best horse in this race by far.
Well, he's handling the conditions really nicely, and he hasn't turned a hair, so that's a good point. He's just gone with the pony, but he's just acting like a true professional, and I couldn't knock him on his parade.
Let's go to number 6. Another Chris Waller galloper is Bella Galliano. Irishman Lee Roach is aboard this mare. Runner-up this track and distance to the Way We Are last start.
Yeah, she was a bargain buy out of New Zealand. I think she only cost a couple of grand. She's done a wonderful job for her owners too, and she might be a bit of a drifter here on course, but she's, without winning, she's run some really good consistent races and bagged some important city prize money recently.
A nice mare, and she's not a very overly big mare. She's very leggy, but she's not very strong, I wouldn't say. I think she looks like a true stayer. I think she's holding condition nicely. She looks very healthy in the coach. She's nicely on her toes, so I couldn't knock her.
Number 7, Elatus, finished 3rd to I'm Bulletproof last start. Jay Ford rides for Gerald Ryan.
Yeah, not a bad performance last time out. A winner 3 starts back in a Kembla maiden. Probably just needs to take that next step up now.
Looking very fit, as you can see, and another one whose coat's in really good shape, handled the parade well.
Chris Waller has another runner in this. And finally, we're going to have a look at number 8, Law Major. Jimmy Innes is on board. This fella won in a benchmark 60 at Kembla last start.
Yeah, it was on a heavy track too, Dave. Bolted in by nearly 4 lengths. Obviously gets through the wet. But his run before that at the Beaumont track on top of the ground was pretty good too, behind Charlie Royale. And even before that, behind Retune, when it was a really slowly run race, and it was beaten just under 4 lengths. I think he's a horse who's got a decent overall record, who's just starting to find a bit of form again. And I wouldn't be sort of thinking that it's the heavy track that allowed him to get the winner's circle last time out, rather than he's just starting to hit form. He's 11 out to 18 on track, Dave. I wouldn't let that perturb you either, because he was fairly well specced at double figure rides with tab.com.au.
Nothing wrong with his appearance. He paraded really relaxed. He's a lovely, sensible type, and he has fitness on his side.
Just before we get Lizzie's pick of the yard and the first 4 from Nick Ashman, we're going to speak to Cameron Swan from the Chris Lee stable. Calypso Bay, the favourite here. Cameron comes to town on the back of that huge win at Taree. The stable must be pretty excited.
Yeah, we are. He's a stayer on the way up. We're under no illusions. This is his toughest test yet. So we're very interested to see how he goes today.
Well, when Aaron Bullock pressed the button from the home turn at Taree, he just absolutely exploded. And I'd be very surprised if he can't be very competitive in this field today.
Yeah, he was very impressive, and I dare say he would have got a lot of benefit out of that win, a lot of confidence. And like I say, we're interested to see how he goes today in this better grade.
Well, I've got you here in the next race, race 5. You got Fashion Snips, this Schnitzel mare. She's second up today.
Yeah, her run first up was very good. She got back and didn't have a lot of luck. She just started to get going down the running, and she ran into a couple of dead ends. So today I hope she has a bit better luck. She's a horse that gets back, so she always needs that little bit of luck. I expect her to run well.
All the best with the 2 runners, starting with Calypso Bay here, Cameron.
Thank you very much.
There's Cameron Swan for Chris Lees, and now we have Lizzie Jelf's pick of the yard.
Look, I was really tough to pick out of these 2, but I thought Calypso Bay looked fantastic, the favourite, but I thought I'd try and find a little bit of value, and I went with Bella Galliano. She's a beautiful looking mare, a real staying type. She's holding her condition really well. Her coat's in excellent shape. She's got dapples going through it. So for me, Bella Galliano.
Okay, Nick Ashman, you're sticking with the favourite here?
No, actually, I was 1.583. I've gone for a bit of value. I'm going to go with Zatopaz. I liked him in the preview. I thought he looked good enough in the parade ring. Don't get me wrong, Calypso Bay paraded better for mine, clearly. But I'm not going to reverse the tips with a $1.75 pop over a $12 pop. He's rock solid too, Zatopaz, which is always good to see. So I'll stick with him on top of the favourite Calypso Bay. Law Major in for 3rd and No Return 4th.
Let's go to Glenn Munsey from the Tab with the latest.
Yeah, well, I think plenty of people, Dave, will be out there with the early quaddie going, because the favourite won the first leg, Ghostly. The second favourite, Serena's Pride, won the second leg. The favourite won the third leg in Axiomatic. If you've got Calypso Bay here, the 5, you're going to get a world record low dividend here of $35.70 in the quaddie. Second pick is the 3, No Return at $172. Then we go to I'm Bulletproof, the 4 at $215. Bella Galliano, $287. Zatopaz, $328. Law Major, $358. Elatus at $390, and the roughie is Bon Equus at $408. Now, Bon Equus is the roughie through the quaddie, but it's second pick in the market here behind Calypso Bay, who's the odds-on favourite and easily the market mover here. 180 favourite Calypso Bay, on track 185 into 175. Bon Equus and No Return, $8 a pair. Bon Equus is in from 10, No Return's out from 6. I'm Bulletproof has been $11 set in concrete, basically since yesterday. Zatopaz is a $12 chance. Bella Galliano easy to 15. Elatus and Law Major both easy out to 18. But clear top pick and very well supported here. One of the best back runners of the whole day. And this was before this morning and right through the day here is Calypso Bay. For that man again, Brenton Avdulla.
Indeed, thank you, Muns. Well, $35 early quaddie. If the favourite wins, well, that'll probably cover just your tolls back to town. They're going up on New Year's Day. Can you believe that again? You're going to have to get a second job.
Exactly, yeah. Either that, we could put it in that Swiss bank account we opened up last week, can't we, Dave?
Told you to keep it stum. Just about set for the 4th. Here's Darren Flindell.
Equus No Return, the second picks in the market, but the favourite's drawn the fence and we're ready for a start. Racing. bombing the start, Elatus. So Topaz wasn't good out. The intention was to lead with it. So Law Major will take up the early lead from Bon Equus. Bella Galliano and I'm Bulletproof is going through on the inside as Bon Equus is being restrained. Calypso Bay will posse up 3 back the inside, then No Return. Bella Galliano's the Topaz is behind a wall of horses, and Elatus, who is tardy out, is going to settle right back last. Well, Bon Equus won't really drop its head off the speed, and I'm Bulletproof rolls forward to put a bit of pressure on Law Major. Calypso Bay's getting very tight for room and got a bit of a squeeze up with Bon Equus moving around the outside. So I'm Bulletproof takes the lead now at the 1500. Bon Equus Keen goes to second, followed by Law Major, and Calypso Bay is pretty well positioned now, followed by No Return. Well, Bella Galliano on the smaller field has caught 3 wide. So Topaz is pinned away on the inside, and Elatus is the last one. It's the inform I'm Bulletproof at the 1200, a length clear from Bon Equus, getting onto the firmer conditions today, and he's been supported to win the race. Law Major, box seat third, then Calypso Bay, the odds-on favourite, and Abdullah's got the short price favourite very well positioned. Further back to No Return from Topaz. Bella Galliano is covering more ground than necessary, and Elatus is the last one. I'm Bulletproof, links up with the course proper. No Return makes the mid-race move, and quickly No Return dashes up to take the lead away from I'm Bulletproof in this slow run race, so the tempo now quickens at the 800 metres. Then Bon Equus from Law Major, and Abdullah gets going now on Calypso Bay. The favourite starting to creep closer. Further back to Bella Galliano. Elatus making hard work of it, so Topaz the inside as they race up towards the home turn. No Return made the early move. I'm Bulletproof is coming back. Calypso Bay moves up, and Law Major's now coming off the fence behind the leader. Further back to Bon Equus and Topaz making some headway around the turn. No Return. I'm Bulletproof. Calypso Bay. Is there any more gas left in the tank? It's No Return from I'm Bulletproof and Law Major. Calypso Bay, and further back to Topaz. No Return inside the 150. I'm Bulletproof is coming back, and here's Elatus. Elatus from last is going to blow them all out of the water. Elatus gets up in the first leg of the main quaddie to beat No Return, and I'm Bulletproof. So Topaz, well, he didn't himself no favours at the start. Calypso Bay, the odds-on favourite's gone down the gurgler. Then Law Major, Bella Galliano, and Bon Equus last.
Well, they were going along at a really slow old clip, and then Blake Shin said, I'm out of here on No Return, changed the complexion of the race. The favourite Calypso Bay, Brenton Abdullah, said, I'm going with you too, but it was really paddling coming to the home turn. You can't take anything away from the winner. It came from last after a slow getaway, Nick.
Yeah, absolutely. Another winner for Jay Ford too. He doesn't get many opportunities here in the city, Dave, and when he does, he just seems to always boot home a winner. So nice progressive type, this one. Still working it all out, as Lizzie said. Looked awfully fit in the parade ring and got the cash here in what was a pretty true test from the 800, wasn't it, Dave? So even though they didn't go that quick early, I think you did need to have a level of fitness about you here today. And that's what Elatus proved over the concluding stages. Not sure what to make of the favourite here, Dave. I thought he just wanted to over-race a little bit in the middle stages and had a couple of things go against him, but nonetheless, I still think it was a little disappointing for a $1.75 favourite hitting the line.
Elatus ran third to I'm Bulletproof last start at Canterbury, and really was blocked for a run at a time when he really should have been rolling, and I thought it was a good run under the circumstances to finish third.
Yeah, absolutely. So he's done well. He's come back out and won again here today, and a good job for his trainer and connections. So, look, looking back now at the race, Calypso Bay, as we just watched the replay, it wasn't too bad over the last 50 or 80 metres, so maybe don't drop off him altogether just yet. And Topaz, he was pretty good second up. That wasn't the right style of race for him. He might be one we can follow out to 2400 next time.
Sterling Alexis from the Gerald Ryan stable is with us. It was a dominant win, slowly away, had to come from last and pounced and ran right away through the line.
Yeah, he can let himself down with missing the start all the time, but when Blake whipped around him at about the half mile, injected some speed in it, really gave him a chance to get in the race on the back of something.
As I mentioned to Nick before, a little bit stiff, I thought, behind I'm Bulletproof at Canterbury last start. At a very important stage of the race, just couldn't see daylight.
Yeah, he just got held up at a vital stage, his momentum the other night, and Jay thought he didn't have a great liking for the heavy track, but you know, Jay seems to have a real affinity with the horse. He's a very hard horse to ride, but Jay seems to get best out of him.
He rode the first 2 winners at Orange yesterday, Jay, so it's good to see Gerald giving him an opportunity today.
He's always had a lot of faith in this horse. From the first day he rode him at Canberra, he said he'd win a midweek race in town, and hopefully onwards and upwards from here.
What about a double for the stable motor in race number 6? This mare, she's second up today.
Yeah, she's going well, pulled up well from her last start. Things just didn't pan out for her the other night. She had to roll forward, and she's not that type of filly. She likes to sit back and balance up and have a last crack at them. So there seems to be good speed in her race today, and if things go away, I think she'll be right in the finish.
Congrats on the win, Sterling, to you and Gerald and the team with the latest.
Thank you very much.
Sterling Alexis there, and Jay Ford is just about to come back to scale aboard the winner. That's the second victory for Elatus, a 4-year-old gelding by Star Witness out of a rhythm mare. 12 starts, 2 wins, 2 seconds and 2/3, and a most consistent customer, Nick.
Yeah, absolutely, and yeah, good victory there. What can you say, really? Steamed home from the tail of the field. Lovely patient ride from Jay Ford. We'll get his thoughts on Elatus in a moment. Jay, you had to be patient, but it was worth the wait.
Yeah, definitely. He does have good ability, but he's very quirky. He's a very difficult horse to ride, so he doesn't jump, so you just got to leave him alone, otherwise he can pull very hard. He got on the chewy a little bit at the middle stages. They seemed to pull up to a dawdle. Then when Blake took off, sort of the race developed then from then on. I was able to find the favourites back, but it left me at the 600. But he's a tough stayer on the rise and won't be his last win.
Well done. That's 2 Metro wins from your last 2 visits up to Sydney.
Yeah, hopefully we can go 3 from 3 on Saturday.
Good luck.
Cheers.
He's had a very good 24 hours, Jay Ford. Rode the opening 2 winners at Orange today, and he's successful in race 4 at Warwick Farm today, and nice juicy odds. We'll be back ahead of the 5th, myself, Nick Munns, and of course Lizzie. In the meantime, race 5, first leg of the quaddy at Eagle Farm is coming up. Let's go to Burn in the mounting yard.